Hello guys, so today I'm gonna take you through my workshop. I'm gonna show you every single part of it. I'm gonna show you my different projects, whether it's cars, planes, boats, starting one by one. I'm gonna go through the difficulties I faced, what I've upgraded, what modifications I've done, how I overcame certain problems, and help you as well with your projects. How you can overcome certain common problems with your projects and how you can find your own way through them. So let's get right into it. So we'll start from the very beginning of the workshop. Over here we have some foam board, we have some building material, right? This is what I built some of my planes out of, as you can see over here, and it's always a good material to have because you can build many things out of it, right? We have some tires, some engines that I'm working on, a couple of cars that I'll show you later. We have a remote, we have some of the body and the shells of the cars, and we have just some music stuff. Up there we have some of my boat projects. Over here what you can see is a Traxxas Nitro V. This came with a engine in it, I think a 15 or 5cc engine, I think. But I swapped it out for an electrical system because the engine was just giving me too many problems. Above that we have a regatta style boat over here that currently needs a power system and a fiberglass body of a boat over there. Coming over here, we have just a couple of engine cars. I think this is a 20cc or 25 sized engine, sorry. This is an electrical car that I'm now using for spare parts. Same with this as well. This is an engine car that I'm currently working on. You saw one of its engines over there. And then further on, we just have a couple more electrical cars actually over there. Over here, we have some more engine cars, an electrical car, and some more electrical cars, right? This has to be one of my favorites right now out of my car collection. It's a Red Cat Rampage XPE. It's a 1/5 scale, so I think only 5 people in India have 1/5 scale cars, and I'm lucky enough to be one of those 5. It does about 80 kilometers an hour, so it's a pretty fast car as well. The length of it is around 1.8 feet or maybe 1.6 feet, something around there. So it's a very big car. Above that, we have some extra wings for many different planes. As a lot of the planes don't have to put their wings on them, you have to attach their wings to them later. They don't have it taped or glued onto them, right? Over here, we just have a couple of plane models. We have a Cessna that I bought at a garage sale for extremely cheap. Flown it a couple of times, but I think I'm gonna retire it as well. We have a foamy Yak 54, one of my new additions. I've repaired it. I also bought this at a garage sale. I repaired this and it's looking for its maiden flight. This is an aerobatic model that I scratch built. I've maidened it. Flew very well. Over here we have an Extra by Aeroworks. It has a 20cc, a DLE 20 on it, so nice petrol engine. I haven't maidened this yet actually. Everything is functional, but I still need to maiden it. I've tuned the engine, everything is ready. Over here we have a You Can Do. You can see over here, so You Can Do. Everything is ready, but I need to just put the motor system in it. We have a Sea Duck, a Trojan, and over here actually, this is pretty interesting. This is a razor blade prop jet. It's entirely 3D printed. There isn't a single component on this that isn't 3D printed other than the servos and the motor. And about the motor, you can see that it used to be a pusher plane, but I installed an EDF, 90mm EDF instead, just for the added fun of it. Over here we just have some 3D printing filaments for the 3D printer. We have the DJI Mavic Pro drone, a hovercraft, the little cowl for the Extra 200. We have just some pictures and stuff, a fuselage of a plane that I need to fix, and a Porsche Lego kit car. Over here, this is my main workshop desk. We have a car that I'm just going to show you in a couple of moments. It is the arrma Fury. Over here we have the 3D printer. I have the Ender 5 Pro. It's a very large 3D printer with a print base of 380 by 380 by 400. We have a desktop that I entirely restored and upgraded. And then we just have my toolbox. In my toolbox we have every single spare part that can be used to fix any of these planes, cars and boats. So let's get into this. So with this car, what all I've done. So everything that is in stock would probably be the suspension fluid. So I've changed the shocker fluid with some, I think, weight 4 or weight 5 oil, silicone lube oil. I've changed the wheels around. I'm sure you can see that. I put some ultra lightweight wheels in the front. These are D boots that I put in the front. Yeah, these are on their last tread, so these also have to be changed soon. In the back, I've put some extremely grippy tires because this thing takes off like a rocket. And when I had put these same ultralight wheels, there was just no traction at all. I had to ease on the throttle for it to move at all, right? With these, I can gun it and there'll still be very, very little drifting, very, very little sliding, and it'll just take right off, right? Um, Other than that, what all is in stock would be the motor. I've changed it. It came with a 3200 kV motor at stock that could handle, I think, 3 cell. I've and now it has a 3400 kV motor that can handle 6 cell. With that, I've paired a 4 cell ESC because I really don't think it needs to go more than 4 cell. I think this is 85 amps, so it's pretty nice. Currently, I think I've just left a 3 cell 2200 LiPo in there. I attached some LEDs earlier. I decided to take them off because there were just too many wires. It was getting kind of irritating. I also had a little, problem. So on the stock shock arms, we have this little ball socket joint over there, right? You see that? And this is solid. But for some reason, the one on the left kept popping off, popping off, popping off. And anytime I would drive it and take a hard turn, it just popped off. I would lose my drive shaft. It was extremely irritating. So I took it off. I took the ball, so I unscrewed the ball socket. You can see there's a little thread over there to unscrew it. So I unscrewed it, and I did some, I think jugaad would be the correct word for it. I attached an old pen, drilled a hole through it, and then just put a nut and a bolt right through that. So it is absolutely solid. Like no amount of force would ever take that off. And you know what? My drive experience completely better because of it. There is no negative side to this other than the fact that I may not look as good. There is a complete functionality over there. So there's no stopping with the shock or anything of the sort. Right. So I think that concludes our first car. I'll go on to the next one.